Hi, I'm Kelsey Gossett. I'm one of the founders of Cord, a Colorado birth, pregnancy, and beyond website, and one of the owners of Cord Doula Collective, a Colorado-based doula agency. I'm so excited to be introducing you to Rebecca Egbert, a midwife, founder of Mother Love, and brains behind one of the coolest, most impactful, relevant products in such a long time.
So really the Mother Love was my vision after being a midwife for many years, to provide women with more care in that first year after having a baby. And that is the really broken down brass tacks of it. And because so much of what I saw in clinical care was that women called me and came back, not necessarily to clinic or to care, but came back in one way or another, email, phone calls, visits, coffee, whatever it was, and said, X, Y, and Z is happening in my life, and I just feel so, alone, or I feel like I'm struggling, or what else can I do for myself at this point, or my body hurts in this way, and after you hear that enough, over and over and over again, for me, being the way I think and do in the world, I was like, I gotta do something more, and I need to figure out what that is,
That's so awesome. And then from that birthed Little Mother's Helper.
That, it did.
Awesome.
Three million women give birth in the United States every year. Of those 3 million women, up to 20% will experience postpartum depression. The 80% oftentimes are overwhelmed with information, whether it comes from their clinics or books or whatever it is. The resources are massive. I've worked as a midwife for 8 years, and I've worked in women's health for 20 years. One common thread I saw was the lack of health care after women leave their OB or midwife at 6 weeks postpartum, and it's a crucial time. There's a lot of life change. There's a lot of spiritual changes that go on. There's a lot of mental changes that go on, and there's a lot of physical, bodily changes that go on. Because there's this void, I've been developing a tool called Little Mother's Helper. It's a deck of cards consisting of health information for mind, body, heart, and soul. It's a portable health companion for the postpartum period. Little Mother's Helper is really easy to use. On the front side of the cards, you'll see an illustration of what the card's talking about, and once you flip it over, you get all the information that you would need in a really succinct, clear manner. It's one of those things where if you have a question, there's this deck of cards on your coffee table. You can be like, oh, maybe she has the answer in there. We want you to tape them up to your mirror. You can put it on your bedside table. You could use them in order. You could pull one out one at a time if you just need a specific issue. So alongside of the cards, we are developing an app which helps us digitize the physical product, and then also allows us to go out and expand the app. So giving women more access to the community or giving women more information. A core value in what I do with my work is to help and improve the health and life of one mother so that she will go out and help another mother who's struggling. And then you have 2 healthy moms in a community. And then those 2 women go out and they help, say, 4 more moms. So as you can see, there's this broad scope and wave of women getting stronger and healthier throughout communities. By backing Little Mother's Helper, you're joining me in supporting strong mothers, healthy families, and connected communities. Kickstarter really was a motivation to grow, not only as a business, but then as a community. And I really love the point where I flipped over and really was like, this is like, I love you guys, so many of you have backed this far. It's this meaningful product that is taking the energy of the community in order to do what it needs to do.
Right.
So one key thing I've heard a lot throughout, like consistently throughout it, is like, oh, I wish I would have had that when I was a mom, like when I first became a mom, because it's about this first becoming mom thing. So these are women who have 5 and 7-year-olds, or maybe they have 15-year-olds, or they have 35-year-olds even. The 35, the grandmothers are like, I'm getting this for everyone that I know.
Right.
So, but that consistent message of, I wish I would have had that, and then I would see them like not do anything about it, and so I would be like, well, how do you activate a community? So that's the biggest thing I hear. So if you go to the Kickstarter page and you're like, well, I don't have a baby, the thought of you could give one to someone, maybe it's an employee, maybe it's your friend that's having a baby later in life, or maybe you're young and you have a friend that is a teen mom or something like that. You can say, this will really help her get back on her feet.
Yes. So
there's a place in all Kickstarter, if you don't know it very well, where it's like, I just want to back the project, and you can do anything. Like $1 is great. It's the amount of backers that mean everything to me, because it's saying to me, keep doing the work.
Yes.
Keep up. And then the rewards are like ways that, so Maddie is my designer, Maddie Nye. She's out of Minneapolis and she's genius. She's just really fun. And she and I have collaborated on some things. So we made a really beautiful gold foil print that's like says joie de be, my family's Cajun. And so when we were coming up with things we could give rewards, like incentive for people to back us, other than the cards and the app, because there's those 2 avenues with Little Mother's Helper right now. We were thinking of ways we can incorporate family. Yes. And then, your kids are your joy. And even if they piss you off and make you want to run into a closet sometimes or the laundry room, so we came up with that. We're going to come up with a new reward for next week, which is a really fun centering around the clean eating, combining Little Mother's Helper and this woman, Kelsey Boyd, and I are going to do a new reward, so you'll be able to see that one.
Awesome.
And so right now, and then there's also higher rewards for those people that have, flexible income, and then also really want to back the project, so that it goes into speed, because we have a lot behind the scenes right now. We have hospitals interested, we have Doula Collectives interested, from here to New York City to Seattle, so it's like people are just waiting for the pre-order opportunity, but we really need the funding in order to get that to that place where people can pre-order.
Right.
So, because right now I could be giving them to hospitals and say, here's a product. It's either the plastic cup and a deck of cards, or both. They're both great. Or birth centers, whatever they give, to their people when they come into the birth center and then leave. So the rewards really are our way of bringing together our community, and whether it's through the cards or the app or Maddie's beautiful fun art, and then now Kelsey's joining in and adding the food avenue, which is just, I have a lot of pride in the mental health part of the deck, because I had 2 psychologists really encourage me to go into an uncomfortable zone for myself, where, that out of my comfort zone.
Sure.
And really when I started this, instead of talking about maternal mental health, because I knew it wasn't my forte, I would talk about intellectual health instead, which, I think is one thing moms miss when they have their babies, because they're like, what happened to my brain?
Yes.
So that has tied into other parts of the deck. But so the mental health portion really gives women this thing of like looking at postpartum depression is not postpartum health, and that the postpartum period in a woman's life is not a disease. Because so many of us in the United States kind of think of postpartum as postpartum depression. I even saw it like on a Facebook post after a podcast I was on last week. And someone just said, I'm 15 months PPD. And so I just wrote back and said, do you mean postpartum, or do you mean that you've had postpartum depression? And just to be really clear that like, this is a period in your life, you will get out of it, you will be okay, you will survive it. But for those women that have maternal mental health issues, they need help. And this is what you need to know about it, this is how you take action in it, and this is how a partner can go to that part of the deck and say, okay, my wife or my partner is struggling, and I can sit with her and say, okay, what do we need to do? Do we need to call your sister? Do we need to call your friends? Do we need to call your provider? Who do we call first to make this actionable step so that you can go get care and we can all be good?
Yes.
Because that is part of the mission of all my work, is that at the center of the family, the nucleus, is a healthy mother. And without a healthy mother, the family doesn't thrive, nor does the community. So we start with that one person, and then we, as the video says, we build out. My vision is that every mother gets one of these decks of cards when they go home from one of their birth providers.
Yes.
That's my hope. It's been reviewed by midwives, doctors, psychologists, masters in public health, moms, doulas, and that everyone gets to see that, because it's, or it just gets these cards again, because the point is to get you back to care if you're struggling with that, and that means if you have pelvic floor issues, if you have, you know, if you have any dietary issues, pain in your body, like all sorts. I mean, the gamut's huge, right? So, and then the vision is to build out. So we have 3 other products already written, edited, and ready to go into design phase. So the more we raise with this end of Kickstarter, the app, so right now the app is a really basic translation of the cards.
Yes.
Then you can search, then you can favorite, then you can do all these fun things so that if you have, like, let's say you are a breastfeeder, you can, you know, have the boob issues card on favorite. Or if you have, or if you're not a breastfeeder, there's the feeding issues. Like, how do you navigate night feedings with your partner if you're, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then if you're having issues with, you know, so that you can do all these fun things, but you can't do a lot in the community world. So if we get beyond the 30,000 that we want to raise just for the initial design and the initial printing and all that kind of stuff, then we get to develop the app further, and we get to make it into a community-based app. And then the more money we raise beyond that, we can make it in relationship with the hospital or your birth center, so that you might be able to, like, take a scan box, you know, the scan things. I don't know what their technical name is.
QR code.
Thank you. and scan that and connect. I mean, that's so far advanced. My brain is like, I don't even know how to do that, but somebody would know how to do that.
Absolutely.
And you could scan that and be connected to your on-call nurse, on-call doctor, whoever it is. As soon as we get funded on Kickstarter,
which will be in 2 days. Yes.
So Maddie, the timeline is on Kickstarter, and Maddie will do the design in September. She is dedicating that. She's dedicated that month just for that. At the same time, Lindsay, who is doing our app, is going to start doing wireframes. She said, and then in September, and so the app and the cards, if all goes well, there could clearly be hiccups. Will be deliverable by December and orderable as soon as we figure out how to do the pre-orders, either through the website, through collectives, through like, you know, like how we're going to do the distribution. So, but there will be a place easily to order them online, but we have some visions of where else they're going to be. And you know, the best thing, like you guys, is being a collective that's responsible for the health of women and well-being, and taking the ownership, and the accountability to say, instead of making a mom who's hormonal brain would look for it but maybe not know about it yet, we're gonna give them as gifts. And so, as my mom says, she's like, it's the best gift of 2016. So the Kickstarter campaign, which if you guys put a link wherever, that would be great.
On the bottom of the screen.
So if you can't catch that link, you can just go into Kickstarter, and like every other search engine, there's the little magnifying glass, and just put in Little Mother's Helper. And then also there's my personal website, which has really been the meat of my work for a long time. That's RebeccaEgbert.com, and that's EGBERT. And that is where, if you sign up for the newsletter, I do a Monday regular morning newsletter and give a tip and some love and something to move you. So it's like something about your health, about your family's health, or just something to motivate you and inspire you. And then there's littlemothershelper.com is another website, and we haven't started writing a lot of newsletters out of there yet, but that will be the place to visit for this family of products in the coming years. So groups like you, like collectives, hospitals have started asking. There will be a price point for you. That will be normal for a retail pricing. So you'll get things at different costs than if you buy one-on-one, of course. So you'll just be able to contact me at hello@littlemothershelper.com.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. So get on Kickstarter. Seriously, get on Kickstarter. If it's $1 or it's $50 or you're an organization and you believe in mother, postpartum, postnatal health, $5,000, $10,000, I feel like NPR. Every little bit helps. But seriously, it does. And then you become a part of something. You are investing. You're investing in maternal health. So let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Thanks